Save. Hey there, welcome back guys, we're live. We're going to try and put Humpty Dumpty back together again. This should be an interesting fix. We've got our hot glue gun, or you can use whatever you want. You can use clay, you could use anything that's binding that you find, or even you can jam it with like little bits of paper, and that'll create the pressure needed to hold these little thingies together that will hold the arms and legs, so you don't have to have everything you see here in the video. So without any further ado, let's get started. We have here on a desktop the instructions on how to put it together. Remember, this is part 2. In part 1 you can just watch the previous stream. There'll be a link to that in the description. But as you can see, this is where we are here. Just transition into there. Definitely not at the printer. Let's see what we have here. I think we may have removed one of our screens. Oh, there I am there. But what we want is a double, the daily double. Let's see what we have here. We'll just add another screen, so it's not a problem. So you can see what's happening down here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to right click, select an add new layer. Okay, and then we'll put it right over here, and then we'll just add the camera in there so we can hone in on there. And then we're going to let's see, where are the cameras? The cameras are at the top. I believe it's action. Here we are. Nope, it must be the other one. Right click and there, voila. And then we'll just flip it over. You're like, how come you don't know your cameras? If you watch the live streams, you'll know that when we lose a camera, it duplicates the previous camera, and now camera 2 is now camera 1, camera 1 is now camera 2, and you just have a duplicate of it. It's a glitch. I put in with support of many cams and they still have not replied back. Apparently they said they're working on it. Well, don't work too hard, right? And then for that, what we can do is we will delete this one right here, and let's try remove layer. We don't need it. And we just add, remember, it's a live show. We try to create an experience that's just right for you, so that everything is streamlined and you get to be part of what's happening too. All right, so knowing that, moving forward, we printed all this, kind of neat, right? And as you can see, we may have to hot glue this. This one can still be jammed. I don't want to glue it as of yet, but I'm going to glue the arms, and then we're going to string. We're just going to string it through, okay? And in case you can't see, we can bring it in right here. And again, camera flip back, so I just have to click it and flip it forward so that we can see what's happening here. And then just add another layer there and see what happens. New layer. And then we'll just put Louis in the corner so that we have a bigger one. Remember, we had to do a reset. We lost our camera yesterday. And the folks at Manicam are actually working on it. I actually have a YouTube video. And I'm thinking of posting it on their Facebook feed, because, you know, it's been too long. It's been over a month and I'm still having this issue. Or a refund, right? Give me a refund. If you pay $100 for something, you should it should work. I shouldn't have to do this every single time. My cameras go bananas. See, voila, and there I am in the corner. But remember, nobody puts Louis in the corner. All right, knowing that, moving forward, I'm going to turn on the hot glue gun, and let's see, go here, and then once that gets hot enough, we'll be able to work the magic. I took some string. It's always good to go longer, because you can always go shorter. And being that it looks like we're probably going to have to make some knots here, that's going to be a little bit tricky. But look, it printed so well that it printed all the holes needed to build this thing. See, look at that. Kind of neat, huh? So now we just have to make sure that and then we'll be able to press him, and hopefully he'll be able to work, you know, work its magic, work like a little puppet, kind of like Pinocchio, hopefully, you know, in the perfect world. Once the glue starts dripping, we will, oh, actually, before we talk about glue, I don't want you guys to be stuck in oblivion, in case you guys are like, hey, what's up? Oh, Market Bay, sorry I missed you yesterday. Just as the stream was ending, I saw that you like, good morning from the UK. It's like, damn it, missed it. All right, so knowing that, moving forward, hold on one second. I'm just going to click here. Oh, nice. Now it's going to do a pop out, and pop out chat. Hope everything's well. It's raining over here on the East Coast in New Jersey. Things are dark and gloomy because today's that special day where we find out if we have a drone ban in New Jersey, which is a bummer. These so-called UFOs, unidentified flying objects that are going bump in the night, and I don't know. Having flown for many years now, it's hard. Everyone was so worried about remote ID, and yet they can't even find these culprits who are flying their drones in the air. I'm surprised the next town over hasn't been able to capture anything, or do a chase, because they have a really nice Inspire drone. I actually met the fellas on their police force. I think they only have 2 pilots, which is great because then you don't have to share. But their Inspire drones were actually donated by someone. Can you imagine that? Someone like, oh, I just don't want this anymore. I got a new one. Just like that. I got a new one. Yeah, you guys can have this. I'm going to donate it to the police force. And I'm like, what? And I tried to get them to who's this guy? Who's this gentleman who giving away free drones worth like $20,000? I'm like, I want to be his friend too. So it looks like the glue gun might be ready. Remember, if you were watching live before, I almost forgot to put his arms together. Now you could do different colors. I might do different colors. I might just paint him. You could do that, because remember, yellow and yellow and yellow, right? We could do that, but now it's going to be a little bit trickier because we already hot glued his legs together, right? Because look, yellow and yellow and yellow. So you could take your time and paint him. We might do that in this video or another, but for now, or actually you could do it before you actually string him, right? Because that's going to be really tricky, getting the paint where it needs to be. All right, so then we go here, right? Put one in. It's nice how, look how small the 3D printer printed all these parts. And then here, wow, it even printed the smallest cylinder. That's probably the smallest print I've ever seen. See, I made the mistake again. I didn't put the arm back on. So there we go. And then now, what you want to do is get the glue in there. Just one drip is enough to press it down and squeeze it, or paper. If you don't have a hot glue gun, that's okay. Neither do I, because this actually belongs to my kids. They're gonna come in and be like, Dad, where's my Oh, there we go. I've never done, and just use a piece of something because you don't need that much. You just need enough to get it in there, right? And then put the arm back on like that. And then now we can just rub it against. And now when you push it in, doesn't matter, it's hot glue. But it doesn't matter where you lay it, but be careful that you don't prick yourself. See? And make sure that when you do it, you don't jam it so that it doesn't goop out. I can feel it, it's warm in there. So now we just wait a little bit, and then we're going to go back to the desktop and follow the instructions on how to string it. All right, so we're, let's see what we have here. And then, when we're done, we'll go to some live Q&A questions to see what people are saying on the channel. Okay, so it looks like it strings. Whoops, everything is string. This is like remnants of the hot glue. Now shut it off. If you're done with your hot glue gun, shut it off. Otherwise, it'll just keep dripping and dripping and dripping. We could, just not sure. Yeah, why not, right? Put a little dab and drop in there. Because it's really loose. Remember, this is part 2. Part 1, we showed you how to set it up and print it, and follow along on that on the print process. You don't have to watch the 2-hour print though, but do watch the setup and how everything. Let me think. I'm not sure, if it's supposed to be one side loose. So we'll do one loose. Yeah, maybe. Or maybe both sides are supposed to be loose, right? So it just has that chopstick feel. We'll find out. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so maybe, well, it's too late now. We could always print another one. It takes 2 hours to print. Maybe it doesn't have to be hot glued, but it's really tricky to put together. But that's okay. We have the tools we need to clean it up. We'll try 2 different experiences. One with, because I can see how, you know, it can't be stiff. It needs to be like a puppet on the strings. And you know what? We could always fix that and finagle it, right? By taking that out and just taking a little piece of something like this, and then just scraping out the remnants of the hot glue. And thankfully it's hot glue and not super glue, if that makes any sense. It looks like we almost got all of it out, and you can just use the tweezers for the rest if you have a set. I know I have a pair right over here. Nice. See, we got it out. So now we could streamline the puppeteering experience so that it's just right for you. I believe, maybe, just maybe, to some extent, we may have gotten some. There we are. Just check both sides. It's a little tight, which is okay. You know, we'll make it work. We could always dip something warm in there to get that melting feeling. Oh yeah, they're much better. Okay. All right. So now it's a little snug, but I like it snug. You know, we're gonna string it so it goes. As you can see, in case you can see, we'll just bring in the other camera. Okay, so we're just going to follow along. We're going to put it this way. Looks like it strings from the top. Okay, strings from the top, and then the other one strings under. Okay, looks doable. Oh, under, yeah, so it goes from up, under, and then under and over, something like that. Wait, it goes down. Okay. So now we're just going to take the longest string. Long is always good because you can always go short, right? If it's too long, you can't go short, right? If it's too short. You can always go short if it's too long. So we're going to lay him out like that, like he's doing a freestyle swim. This part's a little bit tricky because it's hard to get him in that position. And I believe, looks like it's his neck. Yep. So we'll just put him in the correct position. No, it looks like it's his part. The Adam's apple is facing upwards. Okay. With his arms laying straight up. Okay, this part's going to be tricky, but we got it. We can do it. We're going to put it through the top hole, and then put it through the other top hole, and then it's the other one that gets looped around. Okay, this part's going to be tricky, but we got it. And look at how it printed all the holes. The 3D printer did this, right? It knew when to stop the holes. It knew how big to make the holes. That's when you know your printer is fine-tuned. And if you've done it, you know that it's actually a nightmare to set everything back. All right, to just calibrate. Even if you pay like $1 million for a printer that says auto leveling, yeah, good luck with that. There's no auto level. You have to actually calibrate the printer first, tweak it like you've seen if you watch my video, and then once it's leveled, moving forward, you should be able to press that auto level button and it will work. It's magic, but before it can work its magic, you gotta adjust the Kongs. You gotta do it by hand first. And sometimes the auto leveling doesn't work, and it's a freaking nightmare to get everything back the way that it should. And as you can see, I left it open so that you guys can watch and follow along, because we're stringing it. Right, now this way it goes like that. And now I got to do the bottom half. Oh, nice. So just basically it twists. Ah, I see. Okay. And then we're going to do the bottom one. So make a nice Christmas toy, Christmas present, or whatever you celebrate. Make it nice, any present. So this is the part that's tricky. So you'll need something flat and thin, and of course time. So now I'm gonna make this bigger so that you guys can see, and then I'll just do a freeze frame of the see, so we can follow along. So now this, see, it's at a tight spot. That's why I wonder, it's gonna be tricky. You guys see drones where you are? Nobody knows where they're coming from. So then, I see. We'll put this one down. Whoops. Don't string it through. Almost accidentally strung it through the thread. This part's tricky. Nice. And then, hold on. Nice, but tricky. And now, wish I had some string. I mean, I have string, but I had to debraid this. You know, you could use, you probably could use from the needle and thread kind of string, from a sewing kit. And now, take the other half and then just string it through. See, that's why you can always go longer, but it's hard to go longer if it's cut too short. Okay, let's see if this guy will work. I want it to be even at first, if that makes any sense. There we are. And now we have to put it through the other holes on the other thingy. Hold on. Kind of neat, but got it. Okay. And then now you do the same thing on the other side. They both have to be evenly oops. One is the top, one is the bottom. It's really tricky. Sometimes you gotta wet it. Just don't eat the string. See, and here's 1/2. And then we're gonna do, I wonder how much, probably. How much free space it needs to be on the other side. Like, longer or shorter. Now I'm going to do the bottom half, and as long as you string it on right and it comes through, there's no rhyme or reason. Whoops, I took too long. My computer went to sleep. Now we should be able to put this in like that. And then, oh, I see. So that's how much string it needs. All right. Probably just enough to work its magic, maybe. So now we can make a little knot, hopefully, if it lets us. All right. So we're just gonna make a regular shoelace knot, nothing crazy. So we're gonna make it tight enough so it can work its magic, if that makes any sense. Oh, that's pretty cool. All right, you might have to mark it with a magic marker, because remember, we don't want it to be, oh man. All right, this is the tricky part, getting it its right tautness so that it can work its magic, and that's why you got to put his arms. Don't worry about him getting tangled, because now we already have him in the right position and we ran it through straight, if that makes any sense. So now we just got to find that right level of tautness. That's why it's always good to go longer instead of shorter. Nice, right about there. Now I can make another double knot. Otherwise, if you mess it up, you're gonna have to restring it again, which is a bummer. Not that you saw it work, but now we can check it out. That's pretty cool. Wow. Kind of neat, huh? Gotta love it. I wonder how I can go this way. If I'll hit the camera. Actually, let's move this to make it lower. There we are. Ooh, acrobatics. Ooh. And then look. I'll do it from here so you guys can see. That's really cool. And we can go hold them in position. And we have first up on the, whatever this thing is called. There he is holding his position. I notice how he's got his pose. Looks like he's had a lot of arm work and strength. Okay, I like this. This is really cool. So don't glue it, or maybe glue one side and not the other. But as you can see, it needs to be loose. It would probably work even better if I didn't glue it, because it needs that sort of chopstick experience. But as long as you get the right level of tautness in there, I believe now we can just cut the wire. Not wire, the string, but you might want to use a string cutter or a little lighter in the end so that you can just melt the end so it doesn't fray, because we're going to get a lot of fraying in here, which is okay, but I believe we tied a good knot. And if you're not sure about the knot that you tied, just do this. Just make another knot, but don't pull it too hard, because you're gonna make it too taut, and then you're gonna mess up the whole thing, and then you're just gonna have to do it again. Okay, you can do like a hitch knot. See, it's like fraying, which I'm glad we see. So fraying so much that I think I'm just gonna cut the ends like this. Cut one end here, and then cut one end there. If you have better string, use it, because this is like I had to if you saw the first part, I had to jerry rig this string so that I got it just the right length and stuff that I needed. See, now I can cut it. I can cut that, and you can use a heat from a lighter, probably an electric lighter, if that makes any sense, so that it doesn't burn too much, or the tip of something. Let's see, here we are. See, this is really cool. Gotta love it. Oh wow, there he is. Hold on, I'll make the camera bigger so that you guys can see. See? Goes up, around, down on his little, whatever it's called. What is this thing called? I just call him Puppet Man. Whoops. Let's see. Anyway, the link to the STL file is in the description down below, so you can download it. But hold on a second. Go to stream. Come here. Fidget Man. Make a nice Christmas gift or holiday gift, whatever you celebrate, but just remember it does take a while to print the sticks. Man Fidget Toy, Jumping Man Fidget Toy, that's what it's called. Look at that, see? I like how he does it, and you can print it in different colors. Like I think we can get away with painting him, so it's not yellow on yellow. It doesn't look like white on rice, where it actually looks better printed in many different colors. In this case, we don't have all the colors, but we can paint them. We'll paint them on another live stream. Give them a different color leg, and then or we can even do that now. What time is it? I think I have enough time to paint parts of Fidget Man. Let's do some Q&A, see what people are saying on the channel. I gotta love it. We'll answer some questions so that we have a solution that is just right for you. I'm just gonna put that away. What I had, oh, it's right there. I always like to put everything away so that when I need it next time, I can find it. You ever do that? You go crazy looking for something, and you're like, where is it? Okay, I'll just throw that there, and then I clean all that stuff up later with tape. I just take tape and I stick it everywhere. I used painter's tape, so let's see, for to clean up everything, especially the stuff that's on the floor. So let's say, look, I do like this. So all the remnants of solder, glue, just stuff that you don't want being part of your next soldering project. If that makes any sense. Like that big piece of glue, and then whatever I threw on the floor, just use the tape, and then voila, everything's all stuck there, and now I can throw it out and have a clean workspace for our next build in the room of creations. All right, so this part of this is gonna be the second part. This is over the end of the Fidget Man toy experience. We might paint them on another stream. I mean, not might, we will, just to see how the colors blend in. Make sure he's not fraying. You could use a lighter, which I have somewhere around here. You can never find things when you want them, but that's okay. We'll get to that later. Let's go to some Q&A and see what people are saying. Let's see. What if normal isn't healthy? Oh, that's just a notification. Beautiful garden. Perfect for flying. Thanks. It takes a lot of work though. Love it because it's a lot of space, but I don't know if we're going to be able to fly anymore in New Jersey. Let's see. Oh, in case you're wondering, what am I looking at? There. Was I there? Okay. One second. Oh, okay. I got nervous there for a second because I saw an orange screen on the box. I was like, wait, why is it orange? Alright, so let's go back, because you're not supposed to see orange. And then we'll go here. Like an error. Alright. Thanks. Yeah, it's a lot of work on the garden. It's a love-hate. I love it when it's beautiful. I hate it when I have to, you know, do the work in it. And because we don't have a landscaper. Luis is our landscaper. And one time I wanted to treat myself. We were going away, and the guy's like, well, you know, if I didn't do the grass, I can't do the snow. If I didn't do the snow, I can't do the grass. But I'm like, what if I want to treat myself? They're like, we'll just get the contract. I'm like, no, thanks, I don't need a contract. I just, you know, we're going away, and I want to. And then I waited until the following week when I got back to cut the grass, and I didn't know this about grass. Like when you see someone cutting their grass every week, that you have to cut the grass every week, and if you don't, I almost blew out the lawnmower. It was just choking because the grass was too high. I have just a regular, you know, nothing fancy lawnmower from that you've seen in some of the videos from the department store, and can't handle high grass, so I have to go out every week. But I like when the grass goes stagnant, and then I don't have to cut it. But again, it's like a love-hate. You know, you love it because you want it to look nice, and then you can't hang out there because it's filled with mosquitoes, right? You can't hang. And then when you want to relax out there, it's like it's weird. It's not everything you think about. But I love hanging out there when we have parties, and we haven't had any in a while. But when you have like the fire pit going and things like that. Okay, next one. Both can record video, but the video can be different. For example, if there are any communication issues, the video recorded on the goggles might skip or drop in quality, but the drone will still. Oh, someone replied back. Okay. Quality. The drone will still record correctly. So if you want the best quality, use the recording from the drone itself. Yeah. Thanks, RFC35. But one thing I do notice, which I believe I live streamed, was that if you're facing this way This is with the Avata 2. With the Avata 1, you could be standing on your head or facing any particular direction. With the Avata 1, it didn't matter. With the Avata 2, if I'm facing this way and the drone is going that way, you're going to lose your signal, right? The signal drops. But as soon as you turn your body the other way, which you've seen, it's been confirmed, the signal picks up again. And yes, the video will be recording correctly in the goggles, but if you can't see your drone and you have like a blackout, you know, not blackout because you passed out, blackout meaning you lose, if you let the signal drop, then you're, you know, doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any. It's great that it's still recording, but if you can't see what you're flying blind, and you can't, you know. So that's good to know, though. But again, it's useless if you lose your signal. All right, but it's good to know. Thanks for sharing, RFC. Let's see what else we have there. One day I hope to be a Ken. Yeah, you'll get there, Ken, for sure. It's not MPS. It's MBPS. It stands for megabits per second, not megabytes. Has a general rule: megabytes will use a capital B or BPS instead of MBPS or BPS. Megabits. We've been schooled. Oh wow, they went really okay. Interesting. Also, the motion remote doesn't communicate with the drone directly. Yes, I think I've said that a couple of times. It communicates with the goggles. But hold on one second. Must be. I think this is an older video though. It communicates with the goggles, and the goggles communicate with the drone. So the goggles are the ones that you should point towards the drone. Okay, got it. Drone to the signal of the motion controller. It doesn't need to. All right, so the motion controller doesn't need to be pointed, but you'll see in the video when I turn my whole body. I don't know if it was this video or another video. The signal picks up again, which is great. But it's a little bit of a bummer, and a lot of people won't know that. They'll be flying, and all of a sudden the signal drops. And unless you move your body, you're going to pick up a lot more. And that's the only thing I find that's disappointing with the DJI Avata 2 is that you can't sit in any position like you could with the Avata 1. It can be this way, that way, and the Avata, again, Avata 2, point your goggles like RF C3514 says, and then, sorry, but even if that's the case, you know, you'd be like this. So you still have to turn your whole body and face the direction of the drone, because sometimes some people like to fly a little bit further, you know. As long as you have a spotter and your GMRS radio, you're fine, you're good to go. And there's a video I have that shows you how to block out the walkie-talkie stuff by recording room tone first. If you're outside, you record the atmosphere, and then you can just pop that back in, so you have a seamless audio on your flight without the walkie-talkie stuff, or GMRS as they call it. If you know, it's a fancy walkie-talkie. Anyway, but you do need a certification for it in order to operate one of those. But it's different than a ham license. The ham license does require a test. There are no tests with that. And if the apocalypse comes, which you will probably need your ham radio for, you're not, the FTC is not going to come after you. By then, they're going to be worried about some other things. So, you know, if you do get a ham radio, just don't use it until the apocalypse comes. And then you have here, you know, but if you want to expand a little bit, I am going for my ham radio license, but it's just so complex. Knowing that and moving forward, this is some really useful information from RFC351. Read that. Because you'll get some better tips and tricks from there. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing. And we stand corrected. Megabits or megabytes. It's megabits, not megabytes, because the capital is silent. All right, knowing that and moving forward, that's good to know, because I think I was saying megabytes. All right. Next one. Let's see what we have here. How to buy Lou. Hi, thanks for the super quick reply. I'm thinking of getting the fly motion in the next week or so. Okay, cool. I would say get what calls out to you, but make sure you get the care refresh too, okay? Because if it's the Neo, you're gonna need it. That's so exciting. Make oops, make sure you get the care refresh too, okay? Because my Neo is still in the box. Where is my Neo? Because I had to do a replacement. Here it is, my Neo. And I wouldn't have this if it wasn't for Care Refresh. I still haven't opened it, still haven't unboxed it. I did one with the original one, but there were some issues, major issues with this drone, and it's not pilot error. Fellow guys on here will share with you because they're having the same experience too. But everyone has a different level of being worried about it. But again, you won't be able to get a replacement unless you have the Care Refresh. Knowing that and moving forward, how many minutes is that? So that you can watch and see our live stream. 40 minutes. So I would say 35 minutes. Okay. Let's say 35 minutes. Minutes into live stream is possible solution for you. We'll just hit reply and then hopefully and then now we'll just press it. See, then we lose it. Bummer. Control. Oh, Markabay is here. Cool. Hold on a second, Markabay. Let me just reply to this comment and then go here. Where are we? And then oh, I think I have to click on the video again. And then 5 replies. Go here, edit, and then paste it in. That's really cool though that we have someone that's willing to share and help us out. Because just when you think you know everything, it turns out you know nothing, and someone chimes in and shares the info with us. But if you watch the video, I move my whole body to get the reception back again so you can fly away. And you shouldn't have to. Well, not that you shouldn't have to. If you flew one drone for 2 years in any position and not had to worry about where you were standing, how you were sitting, where it was pointing, where your head is, where your arms are, and then you go buy a new drone and you can't sit in the same position without moving your whole body in the direction of the drone. That's like a major glitch if you ask me. But look out for those megabits per second and not megabytes. And this is good. I hope they stay with us because they could always point out give us some pointers. All right, knowing that, moving forward, let's go I'm gonna move this over so we can see Mark. I wish that maybe I need another monitor where I can just like have the chat screen here or there, like we can look around. They need to add it to the Minicams app. That's what they need to do. All right, knowing that, moving forward. Let's see. Hey Lou, my new, oh wow, his new Bamboo P1S8MS combo arrived, and it's an awesome machine. Super fast printing, the big build plate. Wow, we'll try to set up a live stream this weekend. Minicam might cost you a little bit more, but as you can see, we don't have any issue with the live streaming of the prints. We only have issues with the live streaming of the camera. If your action camera dies, it's hard to connect it back again. But yeah, definitely Minicam, and it's really simple. Then you'll have like full HD, or I think you said you had another camera, or whatever camera works for you with your stream, as long as you can get it to do what it was doing before or something better. I have to make a custom camera mount. Oh, like me. Except my camera mount's not custom. I used clay. As the glass is smoked, we'll need to rethink this one. Yeah, that's tricky. A lot of times, some of those forums are helpful. Like the Facebook group. Some guys will share some solutions, and some guys will roast you and tell you, no, you can't do that. Like if you saw my live stream with DJI support, they said that you can't live stream from your drone, And then, as it turns out, the next day we have a couple of live streams from our drone. So, like, you know, there's always going to be someone tell you that it can't be done. But coming from the manufacturer, DJI, it's a little bit of a bummer because they should know that I should be able to stream. And I was like, no, I should be able to stream. And then I just was like set out on a mission. All action cameras. Yeah, same thing. All right, so that's good to know, though, that maybe in the future I'll look into a real camera. Yeah, because the action cameras are great, but you get good quality, but they're not really ideal for streaming, which just sucks, you know. And I thought DJI was going to fix that with the Action 5. Well, there is a fix I have for it, but it's never guaranteed. As you see, we still lose our camera, but if you can get it to work, it'll work and you can stream for hours. But you shouldn't have to do that. You should be able to click stream. So yeah, let me know when you hear of a good camera. I'm always asking when I see other YouTubers out there. I'll ask a question and be like, hey, what's that mic stand? Hey, what's your equipment? What camera do you have? And you don't get anything. Then you have the gurus, right? The internet YouTube gurus who will share the equipment and be like, this video, we're gonna get you started on how to live stream on YouTube. And like, oh wow, I can't wait. And then they're like, this is the camera that we have. And then they look at the camera and then you click on it and it brings you to the link of the specs. It's only like $2,000. I'm like, yeah, I'm starting up my channel. I'm not spending $2,000 on a camera. And then you have other folks who use the iPhone, right? So you really can't win. We're recording on the iPhone, getting that beautiful footage, but then they spend like $1,000 on lighting, you know? So it's like hard to pinpoint. And if you've been following me since the beginning, everything was piecemeal. I got one light. And then another month I got another. It was like $30 lights, nothing fancy. And then I got the light in the back, which we built, you know, the soldering video. And then I got the lights down there, which I don't use that much anymore because I always have to charge it. And then I got, you know, this, and then I just, you know, things just, and that's the reality of it, you know, unless you got a Hollywood budget, there's no way you're going to go out and get everything all at once, except for the boxes. I had the boxes laying around from forever ago, so I just took them out of storage, and I kept the boxes over the attic space in the fridge, and I just added props, and you know, as time came by. All right, knowing that and moving forward, let's go back to our Q&A and then comment it. So we got some thumbs ups. What's a simulator? It's not a simulator. It was basically, well, I gave them a link to the simulator, but it was actually a real flight. But I think On Crash is probably the closest thing you get to a real simulator. I saw someone using that. This is what I've been looking for. Interesting. Wow, that's good to know. I wish I had seen this earlier. It was 19 hours ago. Because then I would have asked them, like, what did you type into the Google search to get that to go? Thanks. Hope this helps. Let us know how it goes, because we've gotten that before where it's like, thanks, this is what I've been looking for, and then all of a sudden we'll get like, damn you, you suck, because sometimes they think they found what they were looking for and it's not, which is fine. But we've got, you know, we got thank you. So again, but it doesn't always work for everyone. So it's nice to know how it goes. And nice to know that it works. 03, because I could see a lot of people selling their 03 air units. I wouldn't mind once the 04 air unit comes out. I'll get an 04, and I will definitely buy an 03. But you're not going to get it for the. You're going to get it for like, it's going to be used. You know, it's going to be secondhand, and people are just going to be getting rid of their stuff, their 03s, because everybody wants to have the 04. But what I would do is I would take the 04s and put them in. Maybe 104 and 103 and put them in the previous drones. But I want to see if the GEP RC or any of the other drones, the Pablo 25, will actually fit the 04 in there. That would be cool. All right, knowing that and moving forward, except I don't know, might have to figure something out. All right, when it comes to, hopefully it doesn't have to be resoldered with the lights and stuff, but we've done it all before. One day I hope you'll get there, Ken. And I believe that's it with the Q&A. We are finito. Thanks for watching. This guy, I want to ask him a question. I'm honestly very impressed. Okay, there we go. Thanks. I'm going to download it today. So this is what I want to ask. This guy's like been flying since the beginning. Like he's almost got like 3,000 subscribers, but he's doing FPV stuff. He started off with FPV, but then he just decided to do micro drones. And him and his girlfriend's a spotter, but some of the stuff he does is pretty amazing with his flights. But I watched his last video, and his girlfriend was flying, and she got the error battery thing, land now, and maybe he knows the settings to change that. Is it Lily? I forget his girlfriend's name. Notice when Lily was flying, she got the low battery error. My drone does that too. You guys manage to fix that so that when you put in a new battery for your flight, it doesn't ask you to land now 30 seconds to 1 minute into the flight. Yeah, because I ran into some issues. Like, even though you guys shared like the possible solution, I still got that land now thing, you know. And I saw it on his drone too. Maybe it's a glitch with the beta flight. I don't know. All I know is that fly your drone within the proximity of where you are to get an idea of how long the flight was. Look in the goggles as it's recording, and then when it lands or crash lands because it ran out of juice, then you know how much time you have for the actual flight. So when it's recording again, you know at, let's say, 1 minute 45 seconds, you got to be near landing pad. You got to be near your home point, not at 2 minutes, because then you're gonna have to go walk and pick up your drone. So yeah, so hopefully they have a solution for that, because a lot of times, if you've seen, I've asked a lot of people, but this, you know, like, I guess hopefully he'll be able to do, because he's been building a lot of drones live too, not live, but like, you know, on his stream. Just check out his channel. He flies the way we wish to fly, and we will get there. It's just you got to put hours and hours and time, sleepless nights in the simulator, so that you too can fly like that. And I've seen, I think it was Markabay. Was it Markabay? Let me check his profile. I keep forgetting. I keep confusing to you guys. Go to channel. Let's see. Liftoff. Oh yeah, here. If you watched his liftoff stream, he's like just basically one day he's gonna wake up and be flying full acro. Like he's just doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it, and then eventually, you know, the muscle memory will just build up. And I saw him doing some flips and turns and things like that. Things I wish I could do. I could do a dive, a semi-dive, but I can't do the flip. And you practice in the simulator, but you're still gonna need like a spare drone when you go out, because when you crash, you know, you probably want to go back in the air, and you don't want to spend time building or fixing your stuff until you go home. No, I didn't fly the Neo yet. I should though, right? Considering Jersey's gonna have a drone ban, because they don't know who's flying these these other drones. So no, I have so many. I will. Don't worry. This is the Neo. Still, I'm not as excited as I was, because I feel like it's a liability, and I want to wait for another firmware update. We have the Neo. I think I'd rather fly. Whoops. Almost lost our little space man. I'd rather fly. This one. We have another video coming for that. I don't like to have too many drones on the assembly line waiting for their videos. The Pavo 20 Pro. I want to take this apart on one video and check out and compare the insides, and then we'll do another video where we whatchamacallit, set it up. Where we set it up. Hold on. I have to get that. Hello? Hey. Oh, nice. Okay. Wow, that's great. You could Google, you have Mobile Arc. No, but it works this year. I just logged in. Oh, you can look them up by last name too. I'll show you. I'll show you. Wait, what did he share? What information? Oh, got it, got it. Okay. But yeah, the girls can pimp. Yeah. Now it sounds like doing a police lineup. No, it's that one. No, it's this one. Wait, he did have like blonde hair. I don't know. It's hard to say. All right. Yeah. That's great though. Okay, cool. All right. All right. I'll come up in a second. All right. Bye. Some information and stuff. Anyway, so the Pavo 20 Pro. So we got like maybe 4 or 5 videos out of that. I might even put a GPS on here. But I feel more confident flying this thing than the Neo. Because I've never in all my life been flying FPV drones that I built how to fly away. The only issue I've had with these is crashing, flying like the greatest American hero, not being able to. But now you see I've gotten it. I've mastered the skill. Now that I've mastered the skill, now I have to master my flight time, knowing how to calculate in your mind how much time you have to fly to your flight before your drone either crashes and lands on someone's head or you crash into something because you ran out of juice because those batteries die really fast. So yeah, but I'm there, now I can legit. And I was on the fence. I never, let's see, well, hold on. Bro, the UK is the same. It's not looking good in New Jersey. Yeah, I know. It's not looking good in New Jersey. We'll have to do a content redirect, and we're going to be flying inside. We're going to master the indoor flight. Hopefully, right? Who knows? But they say the FAA can't regulate. I feel like that guy from New Zealand. What's his name? New Zealand guy. He can't fly his drone anymore. And now all he does is like sob story videos. Hold on. New Zealand drone. I feel bad for him because. Is it him? Drone guy. It's I forget which one it is. Hold on, maybe it's him. No, it's another one. He's an older gentleman. Used to fly a lot, but he was kind of like the Australian, maybe Australian. I forget. Australian drone guy. Australia drone guy. Band combined. He's like the overseas version of the Billy guy. Videos. I don't know. He's a really cool guy, but he was testing the waters and pushing the limits with his drone, and just going like, oh, you don't know, it says I can fly, I'm allowed to fly. You guys don't know. He just, you can't do that. Lou, have you seen any UAPs or big drones flying where you are? And I did, but I didn't think anything of it. Oh, I gotta get that. Hello? Would you like me to come? You're gonna have to wait 5 minutes, okay? What did she say? Oh, no, I'll come. I just gotta put my sneakers on and stuff. Okay. All right, see you in a bit. All right, I gotta go pick up my kids from school. I did see some, but I wasn't phased by it. My kids weren't phased by it. They thought it was a meetup. I was phased by the big. It looked like an Air Force cargo plane, really short with wings. The back hatch was open. It was flying like really slow because they fly slow, those cargo planes. And it had that big humming sound, like it was like a magic school bus type experience. I was like, what's that doing over here? I was more intrigued by that than the drone, because they were in Class G airspace. There's nothing illegal about flying a drone in airspace where you're allowed to fly it. So I didn't think anything of it. I just thought it was maybe like Google Maps, but then when they start flying over military bases, over critical infrastructure, whatever that means. But then I was like, oh wow, this is either somebody that cashed out on their Christmas bonus, or someone who bought a drone and does not know what the hell they're doing. Either way, one or the other, or maybe like they're coming from the coast, right, where um, there's some sort of mothership in there, and then they're like, no one wants to start a war, so they're like, you know what, I'm gonna fly over anyway. You're not gonna shoot us down. I mean, something like that. So it's got to be one or the other. But yeah, I gotta go get my kids, not my pics, my kids. People seeing planes, yeah, that too. People are seeing planes and calling them drones. If you hear humming, yeah, the same thing. It's not a drone. But my neighbors saw them, and I did see, they looked like, the ones I saw looked like DJI Enterprise drones, but bigger. And the other ones I saw looked like police drones, but bigger. And the other one I saw was an Air Force drone, with the back open. They had that military color. Again, but now they're popping up everywhere. But yeah, everyone's like, oh, if you look on people's YouTubes and on the news, people are like, oh my God, look, it's so big. Oh my God. And then you'll see in the comments, someone's like, it's a 747. So I guess people never look, people don't know, but now now you're the bad guy. And when people see you in the air, you're deviant, because because they can't catch the other stuff. But I gotta go. I gotta pick up my kids because it's raining, and I'm glad you guys got to print a toy. Kind of neat, huh? But I'll be back probably later or tomorrow, because I gotta help them with homework and stuff. But anyway, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below. And thanks again for that other viewer slash subscriber confirming the megabytes and megabits thing, because all those things would not be possible without you. It's the collaboration of a community where people help each other. Will you be streaming? Maybe. Again, if you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, or ideas for other videos. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Gotta get my beep